we are blowing on the texture coat. Pumper is going. It's got the mortar mix over there in the machine. And cement is coming my way. I fill up the hose with water to cool it off a little bit. And a little lime to make it slimy and slippery. Once we get the white coming out, we know that the cement is shortly behind there, coming behind it. So now I'm going to put it in the bucket. This is the lime that's just priming it to get it to make the hose a little slippery, trying to avoid sand clogs. Got the air off. Once the cement comes, I'm going to move over and we're going to start shooting the rock. I'm going to get in position. Looking for the gray stuff. Got about 200 feet of hose stretched out. Mortar mix is 2-to-1 ratio. All right, that looks pretty great. All right, here we go. Circles. You can build it up if you want. Accentuate a crack. Get a little more in the cave entrance. It's going to be a storage area for the clients. Cool toys. And the roof again. I got the roof yesterday. I'm going to get a little more. Yeah, this cool. Second texture coat on this puppy. We're letting it warm up, cure a little bit, tighten up a little bit, get a little harder before we go crazy with our cracking and brushing to knock down the spit marks from the pumper and stuff. But this is what we got. There's a little entrance that I just left open so the client can put all their pool toys inside and that sort of thing. I think they're going to put some kind of a door on there. It's going to be a funky door though, given the weird angles that I ended up with. These two big rocks right here, we actually had leftover mud, so we just decided instead of hauling it out and breaking our backs, hey, let's make a rock, since that's what we do. And there are places where kids can stand on the rock and look at the slide, look at their compatriots as they put on the slide, squirt them with a squirt gun or bang them in the head or whatever kids do. We're going to put a separate coat, a mortar mix coat on this slide. That's what I've always been doing. And I also use concrete glue underneath it to make sure it's bound up real tight. But we did this side yesterday, so hard to see in the shadows and stuff, but it's the back and it doesn't have to be millions and zillions of details, but you want to get enough texture and activity going on visually to make it interesting, so it starts to lend itself to a more natural look. And so this was the first batch we did yesterday, and you can see the spit marks go on, and they mimic the rocks out here in San Diego pretty good. We're going to be matching some of these stones out here in the yard. If you wanted to, you could actually draw some stamps off those, make some stamps and use those too. And you could also stamp the stuff we're doing. But I'm trying to cover ground. I overbuilt it as usual, and the customer got a killer deal, and I need to get it done. So we're going to be blowing on the texture coat, troweling it down, knocking it down, getting rid of the spit marks, putting our little signature Dave's cracks in the rocks. Everybody's got their particular style of cracks, it seems to me. And if you are getting to where you're making rocks like real rocks, then you don't have a style. It just looks like the real McCoy. Some of the guys out there on Artificial Rock Forum do really great stuff. And so this is the margin where we had the old stuff we did yesterday, and then I blew on a little bit more here. You can see it's kind of smeary. So if we wanted to, this would be a time to throw in some stamping, some stamps in there. There were some holes and pitting in here that I wanted to cover up. And so I shot that today on top of the old stuff, which you can do, by the way. So this is the entrance to our cave area underneath and inside the whole project. So that is what's happening here. Try to make it so your rain will come down and shed out away from the inside of this. I'm going to check the water situation and see if it actually does drain outward. That's why I left a gap there. The steel started off over there, and then I realized I want to put a door here, so I bent it over sideways and then brought it up. If I really wanted to, I could cut all that rebar off. It was epoxied into the deck, and then just open this up so there's not that stone step there, you might say. But I went, whatever, Whatever. So let's walk inside. I don't know if the live feed will die, but so now on the inside of the cave structure, it looks like it's still sending a message out. So inside it's starting to get hard enough. I try to give it a little spray with a hose to slow down the cure on these hot days. So I did a little bit of that, but not for a while. Just kind of let yourself go a little bit to get the texture and the crackage right. Rocks out here in San Diego are kind of crazy. They erode in interesting ways. Let me get out of the way. That looks good. That's coming on nice. It's getting tight. So now we're on the outside again, ladies and gentlemen. You fake rock fans. You go ahead and you knock it down. get that spit mark. I blew a little extra right here with the nozzle. I just had it right here and blew it on there, and so it created another crack, and it's pretty thick. You see, that's a good half inch or so. So that's kind of cool. And you have this. Sort of looks like it's. Oh, I gotta get the camera up there. Just kind of wiggle around. Wiggle around, baby. So we're stepping back a little bit. Check it out. That looks all right. The sun's on at a cool angle. All the big texture you've seen it was put into it in the shotcrete. And so we just blow the texture coat into that. And this gives you a chance to slow down a little bit, take your time, and add in little details and stuff. Yeah, there we go, coming on up. Trying to keep your cracks either bigger than 90 degrees or shorter than 90 degrees. And I don't know if you can hear that sound or whatever. It's a little bit less smeary. That's good. It's carving real nice. Chopping in real nice. The color you see on this surface is fog coat. It's a stucco product that we that stucco people use to get the color on homes, I guess, and buildings that they stucco, to get them to be the right color to blend in between one coat and another one, or the same coat, but maybe the color's gone off a little bit funky. I'm not a stucco expert, but that will give you an idea of what that's about if you Google fog coat or stucco fog coat. Been using it for years. It's a cementatious product. It actually stays on the wall you make or on the rock because it's cementatious. It's not a paint. Paint's fade, as we know, and that's kind of a drag because they don't last. The paints don't last very long. In terms of these projects, they get a lot of beating in the sun, and then you've got the chlorination issue, chlorinated water going on, which is going to make it really tough on any product you put on there. Reach up. I get a crack going on here. At the end of the crack, you just do a wiggle. That sometimes mimics what you see in nature. Let's take a look. We got that brush, Michael? You got another one? I have two of those, I think. Yeah, that was the one I threw down. There should be one that we used yesterday. Somewhere. Perfect, there you go. This is the brush I like to use. I've used over the years different ones, but nice big bristles. They last a while. When you brush, you want to pay attention to the softness of the cement. You can see right here, there's streaks. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it leaves like brush strokes if the cement is too wet. You can see in the brush itself, it's stuck to it. So that little zone, which is thicker, has not gone off as fast as the thinner areas. Like this is thinner over here, and it's brushing real nice. So look at that. Use circles to get rid of any brush patterns you have, but it's knocking down the spits. You can stipple it a little bit. That helps. All the rocks that you see on any of my projects, this is basically how I do them anyway. There are occasions to blend in or even use exclusively stamping, which I've done. I did a lot of that in the beginning of my career because it just seemed pretty cool and pretty easy. This technique goes nice and fast. This whole wall, we'll be done with this in 30, 40 minutes. And to have to stamp the whole thing kind of be a pain, it seems to me. So I don't know if you can see that out there, people. So there you go. Just brushing up the cracks. Just brushing up the cracks. Stipple if the stuff's still wet. Look at that. That's all nice and dry. The color's still hanging out. The fog coat that we put in there, that's looking bitchin'. Yeah, it's amazing. So simple. Just throwing down a few cracks and then you brush it. I mean, it's so easy. Just brushing it and cutting it with a trowel, a little pointy trowel. So I'm going to stand on a ladder or stand on this boulder right here. We've protected. Keep troweling out the bottom. You can see the difference between the troweled and brushed area and then untroweled area. That's sprayed on. If you're doing lava rock, you can leave it spitty like that. Just make sure you smooth it out wherever people are going to go, like in the water area, in the pool, or you're doing a lazy river or something. You want to smooth out your lava rock texture. But otherwise, if it's out there where people aren't going to be going, just get your cement texture coat heavily colored. I used dark charcoal black and then maroon red or brick red, and came out really cool. That's the Penasquitos job that there's a big video of. Well, it's a long video, 10 minutes, I guess. And so that can come out pretty killer. So we're going to continue working on the bottom here, troweling that down. You can see the difference again, where it's been brushed and where it hasn't been. And that shows you the texture from just a pumper mix being blown on. You can do it with a hopper, but my pumper machine is what I use to do this one. Mixed up 600 pounds today, and at full batch is 900 pounds. But all that stuff you blow on has to be troweled and worked. So you want to make sure you put enough on the wall that you have time to treat and trowel and scrape and scratch and make it into your cracks to get the natural look and stuff. So you want to make sure you keep up with it. You can mist it with the hose. Michael, my son's been misting this to slow it down a little bit. It also sets off the fog coat, which again is a cementatious product, and that gets it strong and solid and stuff. So, all right, Mr. Dave here live on the rock pile. Hope you're having a great day. Remember to be thankful for whatever you got. It can always be worse in life, and be forgiving. Get those two things dialed in, you're gonna have a bitch in life, man. And if you want to get some of my stuff, find out more about how to do this, go to www.daverhenderson.com, and there's links there to my Instagram and my YouTube channel and Facebook page. There's all kinds of complete albums on projects I've done from start to finish. I was a photographer before I made rocks, and so I've been documenting this stuff, and there's just tons and tons of stuff. More than you'd ever want to have to watch. So, if you want to get a copy of my book, Making Rocks, this came out a little while ago, go to www.davehenderson.podia.com, D-A-V-E, Henderson, Henderson.podia, P-O-D-I-A.com, davehenderson.podia.com. Did I say that enough? Shameless plugs here on the rock pile. So anyways, hope you guys are having a great day. Stay cool, be kind to one another, give more than you take, and the world will be better. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Mr. Dave signing off. See ya.